I don't know what's going on in here. I got smoke. You see it coming out of here. Somehow, 100 watts. This thing's been giving me grief. Wow. Look at that. Okay, so this thing is definitely smoking. And I knew something was wrong. Why is it that it won't let me, zoom out? I'm trying to get the cover off of it while it's still smoking. I really don't know what's up with it. I think there's something probably burned up in the roller inductor again. I've noticed some problems with things in general with this tuner. And these things are always hit or miss, but the problem is these things will tune up stuff. Oh God, I can smell it. It's bad. They'll tune up stuff that they really shouldn't tune up, and they act like they're tuned, but really they're not. And then they can't handle it. God damn, there are a million fucking screws on a piece of shit. Whoever I got it before, they lost half the screws to it. By the time I get this thing open, it smells terrible. I can smell it. It's smoking back here. It's like literally on fire. There is literally smoke coming off the ballon. Wow. Okay. Usually, it's a horrible smell in here. But I'm seeing like smoke coming from that, but I don't see it anymore. It smells absolutely disgusting, like burnt hair. Coax 1. So what I've done here is I've taken this ballon and I've wired it to the back of it, but you know, anyway, I think it's a voltage balance, so that's probably half the problem. I am not seeing what I'm smelling. The only thing I think of is I'm going to have to remove this to get to the windings. Usually, this thing here is the problem. Where's my inductor at? Oh, God, it smells absolutely terrible. I'm all the way on the end of the inductor, so I'm not using any of it really. But yeah, something is just nasty in here. What's left of the tuning, the rubber band. So the biggest problem with these tuners is not, on these older ones, is not the capacitors. You won't have problems with those. They're pretty good. But this inductor here with the roller in the inside of it, it's a huge problem. In the coils, they will wiggle back and forth, and they don't make good contact. And then there's this resonance thing that they had called the self-resonance killer. That causes a problem too. Its design is smart, you know, it's a good idea, but it doesn't work in theory, in practice. So as this thing's going through here, it's supposed to short out the unused coils, and just to make sure they can't do anything, but it doesn't work right. So this one here has epoxy on the coils here to hold them still and hold the form still. The form on these is just made out of plastic, so it's not real good. So we're gonna have to undo the bottom of this, pull this thing out, and see where the hell was it smoking from, because I don't really know. Nothing feels hot, but it was smoking. I guess we'll get to it in a minute. I don't really see anything, but I mean, it smells really bad. The only thing I think of is it's got something to do with that. So, I mean, it just smells nasty. Something has burned somewhere and I can't find it. I have a feeling that this thing did something. It was coming out the back here, and what I was doing, I had it tuned on a 12-meter band, doing FT8. FT8, believe it or not, is like responsible for probably destroying more radios and things than anything, because it's actually pretty hard on things. Let's see here. I don't know if I can get this with just one wrench. I've got a whole set of tools in here. I just don't want to go over and grab them. I'm gonna have to. Lord. If you hear any silly noises in the background, it's my kid throwing a fit, whining about something about a game. They piss and moan about these stupid video games. Biggest mistake I made as a parent is letting my young kids have video games or tablets. It was a big mistake. Definitely. Alright, we got that out of there. Let's see. God, it smells terrible. I mean, I really can smell this thing. It's absolutely nasty. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to remove these, because I believe that maybe one of them has something to do with it. So I just had to remember the black wire was up on the top. Oh Lord. Or I could just unsolder them, which might actually be easier. Let's probably just do that. The thing is, I'm not in the shop. The bottom of this thing appears to be stuck too. Do we have... Actually, we have 4 wires. Okay. Yeah, I think it reeks. And like, I can't even think of what the hell would smell like that. Yeah, it don't want to come out. So if it didn't burn over there, it does kind of look like there's some carbon back here, but I'm like trying to smell it and see. Okay, so I decided I'm going to do something completely different. Since I can't find the problem and I'm not sure that's where it's coming from, I'm actually going to hook everything back up and I'm going to let it do its thing. And we're to see if I can get the radio hooked up and then get everything else hooked up. So anyway, yeah, the kids are being noisy. I asked them if they could be quiet, but we'll see. Anyway, we got everything hooked back up. The difference is I do not have the other antenna hooked up, and I'm thinking if I put this back on the bottom tray, probably be a little smarter. Or just see if I can like maybe catch it on camera, doing its thing. I probably need to put it back where it was,